You've been a genie for 10,000 years and you're sick of humans wishing for the same things over and over again. What messed up twists would you add to popular wishes to entertain yourself? For everyone who asked to be rich, I would legally change their name to be Richard. Big ups Liquid Richard. Shout out Scene Ranklin. This is something my dad would say. Haha, love it. I want to have the highest IQ in the world. Granted, but your IQ doesn't change. But Brawndo has what plants crave. It has electrolytes. But why do plants crave electrolytes? Because Brawndo's got electrolytes. It's what plants crave. Why do they have electrolytes? The thirst mutilator. When someone wishes for more wishes, turn them into a genie. Have all the wishes you want, mate. Sado had this happen to him in an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? There was also a Twilight Zone where a guy wished for the genie's freedom, but ended up having to take his place in the lamp. That always messed me up, when people would talk about genies, and setting them free. Wow, thanks for the gold, stranger. But honestly, after some discussion below and a bit of research looking up Twilight Zone plots, I'm worried that it was a different show, misunderstanding, or a false memory. So I feel like a fraud. But a fraud with gold now, so thank you kindly. I want to be able to fly. A passport appears. But I can't afford the tickets. Air miles reward miles increases slightly. But only enough for one domestic flight. I want to be able to fly. A passport appears. Calypso, is that you? AHH. I've missed those old Twisted Metal cartoons. Nah, you are now able to fly. Didn't mention anything about being able to safely land. If you could actually use it, that's not a bad wish. As soon as they get their money, Zimbabwe style hyperinflation starts. And the genie's name Robert Mugabe. Real Rhodesia Raozu up. What a time it was. That's much against the wishes of certain governments. I've got my short shorts and my foul, ready to slot some floppies. Alternatively, anonymously tip off their country's taxation office as soon as they're out of earshot. I want to be the richest person in the world. You are the last person in the world. And your name is now Rich, just for good measure. But you're the richest, so your full name is Rich 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 Rich. Give him all the money from mob families and leave a note saying who has it. Well, now the mob families are broke, so I just pay off their goons and become the most powerful criminal in the world. Remember, whatever they pay you, I pay double. Wow, this turned out better than I expected. Anyone who wants to be attractive would get a gravitational pull. But everybody already has a gravitational pull. Everybody has mass. One that's noticeable and attracts nearby objects. So you wouldn't be on Earth. Earth would be on you. But Earth is on you. From a certain point of view. I jumped once, and the Earth flew a good 2 feet away from me. Take that, Atlas. The Earth is in fact pulled towards you with the same force you're pulled by it, so yes. If someone asked to be hot or beautiful, I would grant them their wish, except they would be the opposite gender. I can't imagine all the panicked faces when dudes realize they're chicks. I think some will see it as more of a win. If I suddenly became a really hot chick, well, no sweat. I'll assume that my brain would change to adapt as well. Then I would enjoy everything that comes with being a hot chick. Free drinks, people doing things to try and get your favor, etc., etc. 4428 years and you are replaced by the newer models. Good luck with periods, and people who can't take rejection trying to hurt you, follow you, grab you. I see it all the time. Buy a gun and move to Florida. You can shoot anyone for any reason there. Wish for more wishes? Fine. Every time you wish for something you get it. Even those little thoughts in your head you wouldn't want to come true are wishes to be granted. The first thing I'd try to think of is this: I wish that what I intended to wish for would be granted, rather than what I actually said, with the ramifications I would have expected, had I time to consider the consequences. Then I wish that wishes would only be granted if I verbally said kapow after making them. Cheating the system right back. I like it. Second part is also a good catch-all. With my memory, I'd be afraid I'd forget which word I used. I wish I was a billionaire, becomes a billionaire, but also the most wanted and hated drug lord on the planet. I want to be irresistible to women. Every woman becomes a clingy stalker. I want to meet the love of my life. Person is married, happily, with kids. I wish I was Brendan Fraser. You'll become overweight and balding after your career dies down. So what's the change? You were actually successful at some point in your life. Worse, that was a depressive response to being sexually assaulted. #metoo ain't just women. Tell them no when they wish anything. So simple, yet effective. Person responds to genie no, you plan ruined. I also grant whatever they wished for themselves or for someone they love to the person they hate the most. If they gained anything from the wish, I'd make sure everyone in their lives knew they got it through a genie. I add the unreasonable fear that what they experience is but a dream and they might wake up at any moment. I'd grant their wished version of them in a nearly equal parallel universe and allow them to see this alternative reality at any point they wished. Teleport their mom to our location and ask for her input for every wish. For the first scenario, I wish to be $1 richer than my worst enemy. What do you do now, clever genie? Infinite hyperinflation, as you both become richer than the other repeatedly, destroying the economy. Not necessarily. If both control their spending, it wouldn't introduce extra money into the system and wouldn't trigger hyperinflation. I think that's how it works, anyway. If someone wished for their crush to love them back, I would make the crush fall so obsessively in love with them to the point it became psychotic and stalkerish. Yandir, if you will. All crush brand soda would be sexually attracted to them. Would that be such a bad thing though? I could see a Family Guy cutaway depicting something like this. But what if I'm into that? What if the person making the wish is already that obsessed? Make the turkey in their sandwich a little dry. I wish for a turkey sandwich on rye bread with lettuce and mustard, and I don't want any zombie turkeys. I don't want to turn into a turkey myself, and I don't want any other weird surprises. You got it? Can I have the paw when you're done? Just put a slice of bread soaked with gravy in the middle of the sandwich and call it the moist maca. If they ask for money, I give them devalued Zimbabwean currency. Or that amount at that exact moment in a cryptocurrency or stock that's currently falling faster than a skydiver without a parachute. Make them rich, but alert the eyes about their sudden gains. So long as the money isn't stolen, all they can do is tax a big cut of it away. Yeah, what you really need to do is give them a bunch of money by stealing it from other people. Laughs in civil asset forfeiture. Well, but where's the money supposed to come from? Of course the genie just teleported it from the local bank vaults. You know what the tax bill is BBN on $5 million? $6 million. Make it more real. If they wish for money, sure, but you gotta pay a lot of wishing tax. I also need all the forms filled out in fourfold. Wishing for more wishes, sure, you can wish whenever you want. Just like anyone else. You didn't specify I should grant them as well. Wishing to fly, sure, you will be some government experiment within a week. Wishing for more wishes, suddenly, they can't stop this overwhelming greed and need for everything. Wishing to fly, the next day on their flight back from where you are, the plane compartment suddenly decompresses right next to their seat. I shouldn't have thought about the second. I'm going flying tomorrow. I want to be the smartest person in the world. You are now the only person in the world. So basically the genie is looking for a loophole to commit mass genocide? Neat. Huh. Another wish for $1 million? Great. $1 gold falls at terminal velocity every second and hits you on the head. Have fun toting buckets of change with all those lumps for the next 11 days. Use one of the buckets to protect yourself from the rest of the change. At least that way you won't sustain lethal damage. Any material thing they ask for appears on top of them. Thank you. I just burst out laughing. I'd give them a 300-page long EULA that they actually had to read until they understood before making their wish. And after they did, they'd have to sign another one. Not a twist on the wish itself, but rather a modern twist on the genie life. If they asked for a partner, I would heavily exaggerate the features they asked for. Tall equals twice your height, skinny equals tweaker physique, muscles equals bowling bullish, and so on. Having a musculature twice my height wouldn't be that bad at all. Anyone who thinks otherwise is wrong. Slip in a recall clause that changes back any selfish wish after 72 hours.